You are pulling weeds near the edge of your garden bed, your hands deep in the soil, when something moves, fast. A thin, striped shape slides out from under the mulch, no more than a foot from your fingers. Your body reacts before your brain does. You pull back. Your stomach tightens. Because what you just saw, right there between your tomato stakes, is a snake. It is small, maybe 18 inches long, olive brown, with a faint yellow line running down its back. And every instinct you have is telling you to grab the nearest shovel. Stop. Put the shovel down. Do not touch that snake. Do not chase it. Do not call anyone to remove it. Because that small, quiet snake you just found between your vegetable rows is doing more for your garden right now than any product you have ever purchased from a garden center. And by the end of today, you will understand why experienced gardeners across North America, the ones who grow the healthiest soil and lose the fewest plants, do not just tolerate this snake. They actively protect it. That snake is a common garter snake, Thamnophis sertalis, and it is not what you think it is. It is not venomous. It is not aggressive. It will not chase you. It will not harm your children, your pets, or your plants. The garter snake belongs to a genus of roughly 35 species found across the entire continent, from the southern tip of Central America to the subarctic edges of Canada. The common garter snake is the single most widely distributed reptile in North America. It is also the only snake species found in Alaska. It has been here for millions of years, and it chose your garden for a reason. That reason has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what is eating your plants while you sleep. The number one destroyer of seedlings, transplants, and tender vegetables starts in home gardens is not a beetle. It is not a caterpillar. It is the gray garden slug, Drosera reticulatum, an invasive species introduced from Europe in the 1800s that now causes billions of dollars in agricultural damage worldwide. In Oregon alone, slug damage to the grass seed industry accounts for $60 to $100 million in losses every single year. A single gray garden slug can lay several hundred eggs in its lifetime. They feed at night. They shred young leaves, hollow out germinating seeds, and defoliate growing tips. By the time you see the damage in the morning, the slug is already hidden under your mulch, invisible, waiting for dark. This is where the garter snake earns its place. Garter snakes are among the most effective natural predators of slugs in any temperate garden ecosystem. They hunt them actively, following slime trails through the leaf litter and underground cover where slugs hide during the day. But slugs are only the beginning. Garter snakes also consume snails, grasshoppers, crickets, beetles, and grubs. A large adult garter snake will take mice and voles, the same rodents that chew through root systems and tunnel under your raised beds. They eat leeches. They eat small frogs and toads. They eat the larvae of insects that would otherwise multiply unchecked through an entire growing season. Their diet is so broad and so consistent that researchers describe them as opportunistic generalist predators, which means they eat whatever pest is most abundant in their immediate territory. Your garden is that territory, and the garter snake patrols it every single day. Here is the part most people never hear. The garter snake does not just eat pests. It is itself a critical link in the food web that keeps your entire backyard ecosystem functioning. Hawks, owls, foxes, raccoons, herons, and larger snakes all depend on garter snakes as a reliable food source, particularly during breeding season when energy demands are highest. Remove the garter snake from that chain, and you do not just lose a pest controller, you destabilize the predator community above it. Rodent populations that were kept in check by the raptors and foxes that depended on garter snakes as supplemental prey begin to spike. Frog species that help control mosquitoes face increased predation pressure from the same predators now hunting alternatives. The effects cascade outward from a single missing link. Now let that settle for a moment, because this is where the story becomes extraordinary. In the Pacific Northwest, common garter snakes share territory with one of the most toxic animals on the continent, the rough-skinned newt, Pterygia granulosa. This newt produces tetrodotoxin in its skin, the exact same neurotoxin found in pufferfish. A single rough-skinned newt carries enough tetrodotoxin to kill multiple adult humans. It will kill virtually any predator that tries to eat it, virtually any predator except one. The common garter snake has evolved a physiological resistance to tetrodotoxin that no other land predator on Earth possesses. Researchers at Utah State University and the University of Virginia have documented this across decades of study. What they found is not just resistance. It is an active, ongoing, coevolutionary arms race. The newts produce more toxin. The snakes evolve greater tolerance. The newts escalate again. The snakes match them. In some populations, Garter snakes have developed resistance levels so extreme that they exceed anything the local newts can produce. As if the snakes have already won a round the newts have not yet played. This is one of the most studied examples of predator-prey coevolution in modern biology, and it is happening in the same species that is sitting under your garden mulch right now. This matters because it tells you something about the animal you are looking at. The garter snake is not fragile, it is not simple. It is an evolutionary survivor with a lineage that has outlasted the dinosaurs, adapted to climates ranging from desert to tundra, and developed biochemical defenses that scientists are still working to fully understand. It is among the most successful vertebrates on the continent, and it operates with almost no recognition from the people whose gardens it protects. So what should you actually do if you find one in your yard? Leave it alone. That is the most effective action you can take. Do not spray pesticides near areas where you have seen garter snakes, because chemical slug baits and broad-spectrum insecticides kill the prey that garter snakes depend on, and the residues can harm the snakes directly. If you want to encourage them, leave a few areas of your garden slightly wild, a small rock pile in a sunny spot, a patch of unmowed ground cover, a piece of old wood, or a flat stone near your beds. Garter snakes need cover to thermoregulate and shelter from predators, and a garden that is mowed and sprayed to sterile perfection is a garden that no garter snake will stay in. If you find a garter snake in your house or in a space where it truly cannot remain, guide it gently outside with a broom or a flat piece of cardboard. Do not grab it by the tail. It will discharge a foul-smelling musk, which is its only defense, and it will stress the animal unnecessarily. The next time you see a thin striped shape slide through your garden bed, do not reach for a tool. Recognize what you are looking at. That is not a threat. That is a predator that has been quietly working your soil, reducing your slug population, controlling your rodent pressure, and holding your backyard food web together, all without you ever knowing it was there. Have you ever found a garter snake in your garden or around your house? Tell me what happened in the comments. I read every single one, and this is exactly the kind of story this community was built for. This is 6 Legs Deep. I will see you in the next one. And if you want to understand another garden resident, one that builds its home not from a burrow, but from something it carries on its own back, the next video is already waiting for you.